influencer.
We are live.
One day I'll get paid.
We got an influencer here, guys. You know, it's right here on the left, Sam Russo, right here from the hot mother bed of AAPEX, baby. Everyone in automotive, all the smartest automotive engineers, technicians, and influencers as well, are here. We're live. Nils Pedersen out of Stibo, Senior Vice President of Product Management, and the great Sam Russo, head of strategy, Pivotree. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Reoccurring.
We are
guest here.
good.
I know this is the 2W Automotive Insiders podcast. This is exciting to have you
We
guys
are
on.
live and alive at SEMA AAPEX.
I know. How has the show been so far for you guys?
It's been great. So we went Jeep off-roading yesterday. So that's
yeah.
probably the highlight of the week. It's all downhill from here.
Oh, okay. How was it? Was it pretty?
It was great. We did an outfitter here that's local, and then we went up to St. George up in Utah.
Oh, wow.
Took an hour outside, went rock crawling, not just off-roading.
Nils, did you go?
Yeah.
Oh, you did too?
Yeah.
One of the
He
drivers,
drove.
so.
He paid?
He drove. No, I mean, technically, Stibo did sponsor.
You always got to have the guy who pays, man. Be nice to him.
Yeah.
That's how my father-in-law
We let him drive, so he's good.
Yeah, you're paying the bill, and we're going to let you drive. Wow. Well, no, guys, so glad to have you guys on. I think it's a really exciting week. This whole week's about the industry. It's about you guys. It's about kind of what we think the future is. And we just welcome you guys to the podcast, but we would love to kind of understand what's been going on in y'all's world and, what is happening this week.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm Sam Russo. People know me as like the data crew chief and the industry advocate. And then obviously I'm Pivotree's head of automotive. So the one thing you say is like, you can't get the right part to the right place without the data. So we are advocates for data. I actually had Caterpillar told me once, in God we trust, all others bring the data. And we are all focused on parts, and buyers are here, manufacturers are here, everybody's here. And then next door is SEMA, so you really see it real life of what this industry is all about and how the creativity. And I'll tell you right now, at the foundation, if you don't have a solid data foundation, you're not going to leverage anything. You're not going to sell a part. You're going to have frustrated customers and loss of trust.
Well, that's really important. And I think that's been the theme, really, I think this whole last few years, but more importantly now than ever. We're talking a lot about marketing budgets, people not putting the marketing budgets, deploying it on catalog. I know, like from your, we talked a lot about MDM, and I think our last episode a lot about. Walk us through a little bit of that on MDM. I think it's a misguided maybe conversation a little bit. People maybe don't understand what that means.
Yeah, so it's usually the one we're the ones that are behind the scenes, making sure that everything happens, and sometimes you don't notice that, but you notice every time you're frustrated about something going wrong, and chances are I can trace that back to some data that didn't show up in the right place. And therefore something when what happened. So that's music to my ears when Sam is talking about the data management, the foundation for everything. Well,
and I think the future is going to be that. I think manufacturers that don't focus on that piece of data, I think you're going to continue to see setbacks. I think we've seen. I mean, you've been in the game for a long time. From a data perspective, you've probably seen it evolve from where it was at one point to now where we're kind of seeing it go.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
It's night and day.
It's fragmented. Not only that, you get the industry that's fragmented. So I'm over heavy duty in automotive, but then I've got roots in performance. So performance is very similar where they're trying to catch up with the data because they're like, all of a sudden, I didn't need this data. It was like these guys just knew what they bought. Yeah. And you can't, like, everybody's trying to do digital channel selling. And the only way to win the race of that is to have the best in class data. Yeah. Because you can put in software solutions. You can put in software solutions like MDM, like Stibo Systems, which is, best in class for managing automotive data with the standards and year, make, model, and references. But like, if you don't have a data culture and you're not investing, you said marketing budget, it's the end of the year. Have you actually thought about what budget you have set aside for your data management? Yeah. Because we get back of the seat, back of the bus, treated like tech debt, and they spend millions of dollars on search platforms, e-commerce, and then they're still struggling to understand why their customers are frustrated. They can't find parts. There's loss of sales, long onboarding times, and also ultimately it's costing them millions just to manage a SKU because they're not focusing on the core problem, which is the foundation of your data.
It's so true, and I think we starting to see it. It kind of shows it's like a cancer cell. You can kind of begin to see if you start to peel back the onion layer, you see where your gaps are, and I'd love. Just to kind of give an idea, Stibo Systems, what you guys are doing, how you interact with the industry from a data perspective. Would love to understand more on that.
Yeah, so automotive is just one of the industries that we serve, and obviously automotive, like everything else, is becoming globalized. parts are manufactured and distributed throughout the world. And that makes the data aspect even more important. So think of it as consumers when we're finding parts and we're just looking it up. But it starts at the time of design, it starts in the supply chain. If you're missing data in the supply chain, chances are that your products are not going to be showing up where you think they're going to be showing up. They're going to be held up in customs. They're not going to be fitting on trucks. They're not going to be fitting in warehouses and so forth. So it's much more than the consumer aspect of the data. It's also a big part of the supply chain, making sure that your entire company, your entire enterprise is running smooth. And it will only run smooth if you have a data backbone that allows all of these things to happen. And MDM happens to be that data backbone.
And I think it's kind of you building a beautiful home, right? You have great texture and great, you have great beautiful granite and everything. But if you didn't put a solid foundation in to support kind of the developments and I think also, when you look at businesses in general, certainly in automotive, is your categories continue to evolve, right? Yep. Your categories evolve. Let's say an acquisition occurs with potentially a new category that supports your business, right? If you have a sound, from my perspective, when you have that sound kind of infrastructure, it's easy to bolt those things on, right? They kind of fall in, they flow in, and it's really kind of an important piece, I think, in the future, certainly as you look down the road. And one thing, like Sam, on your end, like when you look at Pivotree and kind of how you guys are working with it, where do you guys kind of come into that glue?
So I tell people the quick thing, so this is like, I work for Pivotree a lot. Great for me the past year. Everybody kind of knows what Pivotree is, but when they think of Pivotree, they think of Sam. And I was like, that's great, but that's not what it is. So Pivotree, if you don't know what Pivotree is, that's fine. Pivotree has expertise in data management, supply chain, and commerce, which is everything that you need to get the right part to the right place at the right time. And what I kind of attribute that to is and Gideon's heard this, but I'm just gonna say it really quick.
Sure.
Is so like in F1 racing, we're in Las Vegas, right? You see the F1 race that happened here. We're gonna talk about F1 racing. Well, F1 racing is highly regulated. All the vehicles kind of have to have the same stuff, the same components. They can be tweaked slightly here and there to make them a secret sauce and to make them competitive edge, right? And then it comes down to the driver and the boldness of the driver. But what they don't see is actually the make or break of whether you win that race is the quickness and the ownership of your pit crew. Your pit crew is going to win the race. The fastest pit crew is actually the differentiator in whether a driver wins or loses the race. And so Pivotree is that pit crew. We have expertise in data management when it comes to MDMs like Stibo Systems. We have expertise in supply chain, WMS, OMS, IMS, everything you need for inventory management, order management, warehouse management. And then we have expertise in commerce. We're all trying to digitally sell on these channels. And there's Revolution Parts, it's like there's so many different options when it comes to commerce platforms, but not all of them can understand automotive.
Totally.
So you need that perspective of an industry expert like myself who understands automotive parts selling, because my husband owns a shop. I come from the industry. And so we have that where we're like a strategic partner to your company to win the race of digital channel selling.
Yeah, I think you've said that before. It's like the pit crew. It makes so much sense. What I see a lot of people struggle in the world is the lack of really kind of acute knowledge in our space. There's some really odd nuances in automotive that you typically wouldn't see, I think, fundamentally in our space. But I think we're going to continue to hold a message. I think it's a really exciting time to continue to put. We have to push it forward together, right? This industry has to be pushed forward. We have to get into more of a digital age, like really a digital age, right? Yeah. Connectivity, digitization, really kind of moving the needle. But I say, guys, Nils, Sam, Russo, man, so glad to have you on the 2W podcast. We are thrilled to be here out in Vegas live. And please, you are always welcome back. We always have a pillow that's ready and we fluff it up for you.
I love you too.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sam, I don't go there. Okay. I'm kidding. Love you guys. I love you too, Nils.
We love you too, Nils.
I love you, Nils. I love you. Awesome, guys. Y'all have a great show. We'll see everyone soon.